vertebrae out of your back just to fit inside of someone's ceiling. You have to stand up full and proud, stand up erect. You know what I mean?
So it seems like it's the era of black artists stepping up to call out the industry, and Terrence Howard, Maine, is the latest to join the ranks. Taking a page from Katt Williams and Dave Chappelle, Terrence recently spoke out about the industry's push for black men to dial down their masculinity and embrace a more effeminate image. Terrence didn't mince words, and he went all out, dragging numerous producers for their attempts to coerce black men into wearing dresses when it served absolutely no purpose. In a no-holds-barred expose, he laid bare a disturbing agenda aimed at undermining black men. According to Terrence, this sinister scheme was the driving force behind his decision to step away from the industry. Maine didn't shy away from spilling some scalding hot tea about this whole thing just being a messed up agenda.
That's not true either.
That's the stuff you've got to watch.
See, that's why you got to clear this stuff up.
You've got to watch the stuff that they put out there, you know, because they're just trying to make money.
Okay, so there's this growing trend where more and more black men are stepping up to spill their truth on the industry and exposing all the sketchy stuff happening behind the scenes. It's not exactly a new trend, as we've had a few brave souls in the past that tried to shed light on how the industry attempted to emasculate black men. Now, sadly, not many people paid attention back then, and those who did often dismissed these men as clout chasers. But things seem to be shifting a bit now. Well, Terrence Howard is in the spotlight talking about the same type of issues, but this time, folks are actually tuning in. Terrence claims that the reason he made a Hollywood exit and retired from acting was that the industry was pushing him to wear dresses and strip away his masculinity. When he refused, the rumor mill started churning about stories of him being difficult to work with and whatnot, and a narrative we've heard countless times in the industry when they're trying to blackball an actor. Now, I won't pretend that Terrence is the same. He's had his fair share of controversies, and at one point, it felt like his personal dramas were still in the spotlight from his career. Trouble just seemed to follow this man around. Now, back in 2010, Terrence found himself in hot water for putting hands on his first wife, but that scandal wasn't a one-time thing when it came to his encounters with significant others. In 2011, his second wife, Michelle Gent, took legal action, filing for and securing a restraining order against him, citing DV. Now, Terrence didn't shy away from these accusations and openly discussed them in interviews. He once admitted to putting hands on his second wife right in front of their kids, explaining, "She was talking to me real strong, and I lost my mind and slapped her in front of the kids." Y'all, that was just absolutely messed up on so many levels. Yet oddly, it didn't put a dent in his career. If anything, he continued getting significant acting roles, including the lead in the popular show Empire as Lucius Lyon. But then, out of the blue in December 2022, he dropped the bombshell and announced that he was retiring from the industry. It seemed a bit odd because he was still landing solid acting gigs. So why pull the plug when he hadn't even fallen off the radar? Well, the answer to that question is a little bit sketchy. Now, Terrence claimed that the industry was pushing him into uncomfortable situations he deemed emasculating, like wearing dresses, and that apparently was the final straw for him. Terrence may have ended his retirement, but that hasn't silenced him on the topic of the shady industry corners trying to push him into wearing dresses. It's not a fresh accusation, as other black men have stepped forward, calling out movie producers for attempting to enforce dress-wearing scenes in movies, even in scenes that add zero value to the plot. For example, Dave Chappelle has been sounding the alarm on this issue for years. He's been saying that the industry deliberately tries to feminize black men by coercing them into wearing dresses and embracing feminine roles on the screen, roles that don't contribute anything substantial to the storyline. Well, Dave's journey hasn't been smooth sailing either. He found himself in several heated conflicts with industry bigwigs over this issue. One of the most publicized feuds was his with Comedy Central, and the fallout nearly drove him to leave the industry altogether. In a bold move, though, he spilled the tea on Oprah's show, revealing the real reason behind his departure and temporary move to Africa. Now, Dave claimed he turned down a jaw-dropping $50 million deal because the pressure was on to wear a dress, a demand allegedly coming from none other than Martin Lawrence.
Like when I connect dots that maybe shouldn't be connected, I don't know. But certain dots, like when I see that they put every black man in the movies in a dress at some point in their career, I'll be connecting them down like, wow, all these brothers gotta wear a dress. This happened to me. I'm doing a movie with Martin.
Yeah.
The movie's doing good. So I walk in the trailer. I'm like, man, this must be the wrong trailer because there's a dress in here. They come in. It's the writer comes in. I think he's the writer. He's like, Dave, listen, we got this hilarious scene where Martin's sneaking out of jail. So he disguises you as a prostitute. And he put this dress on. And, what? A prostitute? Nah, I'm not doing that. I don't feel comfortable with that.
Now, before anyone jumps in with Dave could have just talked about not wanting to wear a dress argument, let me shut that down because he actually did have the conversation. He sat down with the movie producers and flat out told them he wasn't down with the whole dress wearing idea. But according to Dave, it was utterly pointless for the movie. The dress didn't contribute to anything in the plot and could have easily been axed without affecting the storyline. But instead of hashing things out and finding common ground, the producers took a different route. They brought in a director, and rather than working through the issue, they decided to gaslight Dave. They labeled him as difficult and impossible to work with, attempting to strong-arm him into wearing the dress despite his repeated refusals. Dave was put in a tough spot, standing his ground against unnecessary demands, and it sheds light on the power dynamics at play in this entertainment world.
Should have been in a discussion. What? You don't feel comfortable with it? I mean, it's a hilarious bit. All the greats have done it. So, well, if all the greats have done it, it's kind of hacky, right? You're right. So why don't we just not do it? Because I don't feel comfortable wearing a dress. Oh, come on, Dave. Listen, we got it all set up. We're supposed to shoot. Every minute you waste costs this much money. You know, the pressure comes in. I'm not wearing no dress, man. I'm funnier than a dress. Just give me something funny to say. I don't even wear no dress to be funny. What am I, Milton Berle? You know, we're going like this. And then finally he's like, and he leaves. And then like the director comes, Dave, it really would be great if you wear the dress. What is wrong? What is this, Brokeback Mountain in here? So then, wear the dress. I don't want to wear the dress. I want to wear this dress. You know what I mean? This is, oh gosh, this guy's so difficult. They leave. Now the producers come on, David, would be so great. I mean, and then I started thinking about it. All the comics that I've seen, man, you know, strong brothers, why they be putting us in these dresses? But
now, if there was one thing that y'all need to know about Mr. Dave Chappelle, is that he doesn't budge easily at all. He stood firm, 10 toes down, making it crystal clear to the producers that he wasn't caving in to the dress-wearing pressure. And guess what? His stubbornness paid off because eventually the producers had to throw in the towel. Because Dave wasn't about to be swayed into something that he vehemently opposed. Well, hold up, because the plot thickens. Turns out they had a plan B all along. Dave spilled the tea that there was an alternative version of the script quietly sitting in the sidelines, just in case he held his ground and refused to succumb to the dress demand. It validates his point that the scene and the whole dress ordeal were pointless and absolutely unnecessary for the movie. So why did they keep pressuring him for so long when they already had a backup plan in the form of an alternative script? It definitely raised some eyebrows. If there was a perfectly good script that didn't involve Dave wearing a dress, why the relentless pressure? Yeah, it's kinda weird and definitely sus, and makes us wonder if there was some type of hidden agenda at play.
it was clear, I was adamant. I'm not wearing a dress. I'm not wearing the dress. All right, fine. Think of something else. Guy comes back 10 minutes later, the whole new scene. Damn, how did you write the scene so fast? You know, it's like, so you gotta take it.
Well, Dave wasn't the only one spilling tea, because Kevin Hart also dropped some hints that being pressured into wearing dresses was an everyday thing in Hollywood. While he didn't outrightly declare his refusal to wear a dress, Kevin subtly suggested that the industry pressure was nudging him in that direction.
Another great comedian said that, you know, in the industry, they tried to make him wear a dress. Have you ever ran into that with scripts, and is that something that, you know, you wouldn't do, you know, for
I definitely haven't ran into to put on the dress. I mean, you know, you have to have boundaries. You have to have limits that you refuse to cross.
Fast forward a couple of years, and here goes Kevin gracing SNL skit in a dress. It wasn't a loss on fans who wanted to speculate that he might have made a Faustian bargain with Hollywood by embracing the dress. The speculation gained a whole lot of momentum, especially since Kevin's career skyrocketed after that, scoring major roles and lucrative deals with Netflix.
The new pope is 9-year-old Oscar nominee Convention Wallace.
Wow. Wow. I don't think anyone saw this one coming.
Enter Katt Williams, who joined the conversation during an interview meant to promote his film Scary Movie 5. As the discussion pivoted to the role of black men in the industry, the topic of Kevin Hart's dress-wearing stint on SNL surfaced. And when he was asked about the backlash Kevin received for donning the dress, Katt had a whole lot to spill.
Kevin doesn't have to worry about what people are going to say about him wearing a dress because of the long line of dress-wearing people before him. So now we had Big Mama's house 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
I've never seen Medea in a pantsuit. I think she wears dresses. So now I'm saying, why are we picking on poor little Kevin Hart? Because it was his turn next.
But of course, that wasn't the last time Katt spoke on men being forced to wear dresses, because he said the same thing during his iconic interview on the Club Shay Shay podcast. In the interview, he claimed that the black men face pressure more often than we knew, and that they also get offered a whole lot of money for these emasculating roles, claiming that he has had to turn down $50 million paychecks a couple of times because of it. Terrence echoed Katt's sentiments, confirming that the existence of an agenda to emasculate black men in Hollywood. Just to jog your memory, Terrence had a major role in the first Iron Man movie, playing James Rhodes. Well, fans were eager for him to reprise the role in the sequel, but when Iron Man 2 hit the screens, Don Cheadle had taken over the character. Now, rumors swirled that Terrence had got the boot due to a bad temper and being impossible to work with. However, he recently shut down those rumors, setting the record straight. According to Terrence, the real reason he got the axe was that he stood firm on business and refused to let himself be emasculated in the process. It's a bold move, putting his career on the line for principles, and Terrence wasn't afraid to call out the industry on its questionable practices. In a recent interview, he said, "My daddy taught me, never take the vertebrae out your back or the base out your throat. I ain't raising sheep, I raised men. Stay a man. Being a man comes with a curse, because it's not a society made for men to flourish anymore. Everything is androgynous, you know? The more successful men now are the effeminate." But he didn't stop there, because in a recent interview, Terrence once again confirmed that there is a secret plot to effeminize black men because they see strong black men as a threat. In the interview, he said, "The man has been demonized. With the new formula, most men are made to be effeminate and not have this power or sense of strength. They allow white men to be able to be strong, but when it's a black man, it's seen as a threat." He also said, "I don't want to remove a few chromosomes to fit in someone's story, so I feel like they need to expand their stories to allow men to be men and simultaneously appreciate a woman's beauty." Well, that definitely had fans showing support for Katt and Terrence, and they've been leaving comments saying, "I am 100% behind Katt Williams and Terrence Howard. I also believe that there is an agenda behind it all, as well as the fact that how you become richer and more famous if you put a dress on. The agenda personally is even deeper than that, but not many people's minds can handle the whole reality of what really is. But it's awesome to see you guys standing up for what's right. Whether it's an agenda or not, a person should be able to say no and not be treated or ostracized. No is a sentence." And Terrence Howard is telling the whole truth, just like Katt Williams is. Terrence Howard and Katt Williams both are real ones. Facts. No more talk. 100. But y'all drop your thoughts and comments below and let me know if you're Team Terrence and Katt. Then check out this next video.